dry season and snails are like cat and dog. They don't go the same way. They are not friends at all. So what do you need to do? That is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. I'm going to be teaching you everything you need to do to manage your snails very, very well in this dry season so that you will not end up losing lots of your snails. Hello, you are welcome back once again. And if you are new to this channel, if this is your first time of watching me, you are most welcome. My name is Gozy from Gozy Snail Farms. And today I want to discuss on how you can actually manage and take care of your snails within this dry season, which is the harmattan period. And you will agree with me that the dry season, that harmattan period, is one of the most difficult and challenging period in snail farming business. Yes, the dry season is one of the most difficult and challenging period once it has to do with snail farming. And within this dry season, the snails tend to be scarce and expensive. And the simple reason behind this is because the snails are not always available within the dry season. Because once is the dry season, they will go back to their hidden place, they will go back to the ground, bury themselves, and the rest of it. And most of those persons that goes to the bush to pick will find it difficult picking snails. And that is why once it's within the dry season, when you go to the market, the snails is very, very scarce. And even we that are snail farmers will know how difficult it is for you to manage your snail very, very well within this period. So what do you actually need to do during this dry season to make sure that you maintain good farming practice, good farming, and not losing all of your snails? Now, the first thing you must know is that the snails like water. So within this dry season, when there is no rainfall, all you need to do is to increase the rate at which you water your farm or your snails, whichever one. So if you are watering once a day, you must understand and know that this is the period when you need to water it twice or even 3 times. So if you are used to watering only at night, then this period is when you need to water morning and night, early morning and night. Sometimes you can even water early morning, water late evening, that is around 6-7, then go and water it again around 10 or 11 within that period. So these are the practices I used within my own. Then for those of you that are actually using intensive system, if you are using intensive system, that is, when I mean intensive system, I'm talking about the concrete pen where you make use of blocks to construct your pen. You must make sure that you water them at least 2 or 3 times. 2 is okay, but if you can make it 3 times, is okay. And when you are watering them, this period is not the period of when you just maybe a kind of sprinkle. No, water it very, very well to make sure that there is enough water, to make sure that the soil at which they are grazing absorb a lot of water. So it's not a matter of just sprinkling. No, if it's in the rainy season where there is a lot of rainfall and everywhere is cold, everywhere is damp, and you can just sprinkle, and the ground, the soil itself is already damp, it's not that dry. So once you sprinkle and it absorbs a little water, you are good to go. But within this dry season, when the soil itself is dry, you need to water enough water so that the soil will absorb the water. Then the mulching that you are using in your pen will also absorb and be very, very, very wet. So once you maintain good practice of watering twice or 3 times in a day, you are good to go. But for those of us that are using the greenhouse system, you must make sure that you do the needful. What do I mean by doing the needful? You know, in greenhouse, there is provision of sprinkler that is attached on the roofs, and you don't really necessarily stress yourself. All you do is to on the control button, and the sprinkler will start sprinkling water on the farm. That is for people that are using greenhouse. But there is one thing I have experienced, and I don't know if actually I'm going to call it negligent or I'm going to call it mistakes that most greenhouse owners do. Now, in rainy season, remember, you on the sprinkler and the waters the place, with a lot of rain that falls and it's also absorbed and go to the ground. But I have come to realize that the water that comes from the sprinkler doesn't actually get to the soil very, very well as it ought to get to them. I have visited a lot of farms within this dry season, within this period, and I experienced that the soil itself, the ground where the snails are very, very dry, and the snails are suffering. And as a matter of fact, most of them have started hibernating, and it's not supposed to be so if we are watering the place very, very well. So what is actually the cause and the remedy to this? When you on the sprinkler, it sprinkles the water, and most of those water that it sprinkles end up in the surface of those leaves, those crops that have been planted on the greenhouse, which includes the bitter leaves, the cocoyam, the dwarf banana, dwarf plantain, and the rest of them. So the water doesn't really get down to the soil. It doesn't even, most of them don't touch the snails, not to talk of touching the soil, that the soil even needs to absorb it. So you find out that it becomes an issue. The leaves you are watering, the leaves that is even absorbing is not even the leaves that need it. The last one I visited, I noticed that even the leaves, the crops in the greenhouse are very, very greenish. They are bubbling. They are doing very, very well. Why? They are very good where they are, and they are taking a lot of water to sustain them. Are you getting it now? But why the snails and the soil that needs the water very well, the water hardly get to them? So all you just need to do is that you don't really need to depend on the sprinkler if you are using the greenhouse. If you have a greenhouse, you don't really need to depend solely on the sprinkler. No. So what I would suggest and recommend is that you get a hose. Get a long hose or whatever. If you cannot get a long hose, then you can use pen, buckets. That is what I mean. But I think it's better you get a hose. Connect your hose to the tap. Go to the farm. Or better still, if you have someone that is managing the farm for you, instruct the person on what he or she need to do. Get a hose for the person. The person should fix the hose to the tap, on the tap, then go to the farm with the hose and do what? And manually water the greenhouse. Most importantly, the soil, that ground aspect, you should water it, and not only to depend on the sprinkler, because the water that comes from the sprinkler will not really give you the amount of water that you need or that is being required to sustain the snails and to maintain good humidity soil in that particular greenhouse. So the best and the remedy thing to do is to get your hose, or if you want to do it manual, with fresh water, use your hand, get something and keep watering the place very, very well. In that way, the soil will not be dry, the ground will not be dry, because they will keep absorbing water. And you can also do this twice a day. You can do it in the morning, early morning, and then in the night. That's within 7, 8 you have watered the place, or 6, depending on how the place is. It could be from 6, 7, 8 you are done watering the place. Then early morning, as early as 6, 7 you are also done watering the place. So if you can actually implement these my recommendations, you will find out that you will not have the issue of dry season and snail suffering, because it's actually in the dry season. So that is how you can comfortably take care of what your snails during this dry season. So if you have not gotten my ebook on snail farming, my ebook titled Snail Farming Made Easy, you have this opportunity to get it now. I'm actually doing a promo price. It has a discount rate, so you are not going to be paying the usual price that the book was actually formerly sold. So you stand a better chance to get it at a discount price. Now, it's a comprehensive ebook of anything that you must know and do to be successful in snail farming. And also, if you are intending to start a snail farm, and or you are already started in a small scale and you want to scale up, I have made an estimation for you. Whether it's greenhouse you want to start, or you want to start block pen, I have made an estimate budget of how much that it will actually going to cost you. So for those of you that want to start and you are asking how much can I actually use to start, or how much can I actually use to construct so and so capacity of snail farm, I have made it easier for you. So all you just need to do is to get the book and go through it. It's an estimation, price, everything. I calculated everything. You will see how I listed it, made it easy for you. You will, just by looking at it, you will understand every damn thing in it. So it's also at a promo price now. Once you get it, you can keep it before the price goes up again, because after this period the price will go back again to its former price. So to get any of those books, you can check the description of this video. The link on how to get the books are on the description. I'll put the links there, so you can use the links and get those books. And then lastly, if you have not joined our Telegram group where we share information together, we help each other on how to be successful in snail farming business, the link is also in the description of this video. Click on the link to join the Telegram channel so that you will interact together with other snail farmers. Thank you once again for watching. See you in our next video. Bye for now.